It was difficult to imagine how things could get much worse for Michael Jackson in the fall of 1993. In just a matter of months, he had without doubt experienced a swift and sudden fall from grace. He would later write about his self-reviving song, Stranger in Moscow. Certainly, no one had counted on Michael becoming addicted to drugs, thereby raising the stakes in terms of the precarious nature of his future and well being. Yet anxious, unable to sleep, and he said in pain because of dental work and a recent surgery to his scalp, a consequence of the burn he suffered during that Pepsi commercial. Michael began taking more of the painkillers Percodan, Demerol, and Codan, as well as tranquilizers, Valium, Xanax, and Ativan. Such dependence was uncharted terrain for him. In the past, he had made an effort to not over-medicate during recovery from plastic surgeries, explained to doctors that he wanted to remain sharp for the purpose of making sound business and career decisions. However, all of that was going on with his life at this time. Michael no longer cared to be quite so focused. In fact, he wanted to forget, escape. He didn't. It didn't take long before he was completely dependent on the drugs. It happened so quickly that his team in the United States didn't even realize what was going on with Michael until it was too late to do anything about it. Everyone was stunned to learn that Michael had a problem with drugs. Of course, Elizabeth Taylor understood and had empathy for his plight. She'd been there with her own well publicized battles. Lisa Marie Presley was also sympathetic. She too was a recovering addict. When I was a teenager, I was completely out of control, she told me. I started doing drugs when I was 14. I had been in Spain for quite some time, years when I finally hit bottom. That is when I found myself in a 72-hour bender of cocaine, sedatives, pot, and drinking. All at the same time, I woke up and there were all these people, friends of mine, passed out on the floor. My coke dealer was in the room trying to sell me more stuff. I just said, "That's it. Everyone get the out." I don't know why I got addicted. I just know I was going to die if I didn't get help. Finally, my mother and I decided I would go to the Scientology Center in Hollywood for detoxification. It saved my life. When Michael telephoned Lisa from overseas in September 1993, he was high, incoherent, and delusional. Alarmed, Elisa attempted to convince Michael to do as had once done, entered a rehabilitation center. For Lisa, the quest was to pull a drug out of the superstar back from the edge and great significance. She had shared with friends earlier the guilt she had suffered as a child seeing her father falling into his bottomless pit of addiction. She was still married to Danny Koa, but unhappily. She was restless and felt that she had no real purpose. She wanted more than motherhood, she said. Michael's dilemma seemed to provide an outlet for her. Absolutely. I felt I had a responsibility to save him, she said. I don't know the psychology of it and what to do with my father. I only know what I felt. There was one major obstacle that lay before Lisa if she was going to help quiet the demons haunting Michael. Access. It was well known that Michael Jackson had done a very thorough job of insulating himself from the outside world. Often he would start casual relationships with people, many of whom were certain of their relationship would grow, only to find that Michael will leave them behind. Calls will go unanswered, sometimes letters will be returned unread. Lisa had heard of Michael's reputation for tossing aside newfound soulmates and saw this pattern as a liability. If she was going to complete her task of rebuilding his crumbling life, she would have to proceed with caution. In her frequent telephone calls to him, Lisa maintained that Michael could not go on much longer with his personal life and career in such disarray. He was immobilized by uncertainty and a sense of hopelessness, which had contributed to his addiction. She suggested to him the idea others in his camp had begun to secretly discuss that Michael end his misery with a cash settlement to Evan Chandler. Michael was particularly against the idea. A man who'd been building an image for himself since the time most children were building tree houses, Michael cared deeply about what people thought of him. Even if the image he had fostered over the years was arguably not the best one for him, it was the result of a great deal of strategizing in his part and on that of his handlers. He felt that this thing of him being wacky and weird and crazy worked for him, Lisa recalled, and maybe for a time it did. I don't know. I was always against it. I always thought he was bigger, better than the image. I always thought the image did him injustice. One thing was certain, by 1993, Buckle was lonelier than he had ever been. And that was really saying something. He had to face the fact that his career was his most enduring passion was in jeopardy. A possible fatality, either an unlawful immoral love affair with a minor, or of poor judgment in having aligned himself so stubbornly with the wrong people and at the wrong time. If he wouldn't send with the money, Lisa suggested rehab at the very least. She cared deeply about him, she told him, and she wanted to be sure he knew it. One night, while abroad, Michael found himself, as he often felt, feeling trapped in a plush hotel suite along with the constant drone of chanting crowd below his room. After a string of phone calls from lawyers and publicists, Michael decided to calm himself by calling the one person who could somehow help him forget that his career hung in the balance, Lisa. She has certainly been persistent in her pursuit of him. She believed telephone numbers for a house she was renting in Congo Park, California. She also left the number of the new 3-acre estate which she had just purchased and was getting ready to occupy in Long Valley Road in Hidden Hills, an exclusive gate-guarded Christian community in Columbia and Calabasas, California, where she still lives today. Then, just to be sure, she left the number there where she could be reached in Clearwater, Florida, where she was planning to spend time at the Scientology retreat. She even sent out party balloons with messages attached. Somehow, she would always put a smile on his face, and it was just her raspy voice proclaiming, "Oh, them." He found her in Conogo Park. Marco valued Lisa's silly effect on him so much so that during his telephone conversation, he posed a question that surprised both of them. If I asked you to marry me, would you do that? Was this a joke, a hypothetical, or was it a dare for Lisa to take him seriously? If it was a dare, was just the one to take it, even though she was still married to Danny Kua. Without missing a beat, she replied, I would do it. Michael didn't say a word. At first, he then said, Hold on, I have to use the bathroom. When finally Dave spoke into the phone again, he was speaking to his new fiancée. My love for you is real, Michael told Lisa. Please believe me. Michael didn't realize, however, that whether or not Michael loved her wasn't the real issue for Lisa. His proposal served a greater purpose. It would give her access. she hoped to enter his secret lure. Then, from the inside, she would begin to put the pieces of this broken man together, and this time she would not fail. And here's some more pictures. Oh boy. Look at this. Look at this page. We just been through that. A rare photo with both Diana and Michael. There's a picture of Paris saying goodbye to him. There's Michael with John, and there's the picture that's supposed to be promotional material for his This Is It tour that has been supposedly canceled let's see, for 13 years now.